Lots of players who come to me for putting lessons are quite keen on working on their technique and improving their putting stroke. And that's definitely one of the avenues you can explore to improve your performance when you get on the golf course. But one of the underexplored areas would be actually improving touch and feel, and that would be one of the things that's super common amongst the best putters that you'll see playing out on the PGA and DP World Tour. They've got really good ability to roll the ball at the speed they want, down the line they want, time after time for the putts they're hitting, and they're just increasing the chances of a putt dropping. So I think it's important you practice this part of your putting as well, and quite often it can be hard to practice and quite hard to know which piece you've got in the wrong place if a putt doesn't go in. So this exercise today is around letting you explore the components of a putt, understanding which bit you've got right and maybe which bit you've got wrong, and then learning from that to create your own feedback loop. So if you stood in a par 3 tee box with a 7-iron, hit a great shot, you can see it balloon up into the wind and recognise that going up to a 6-iron was the solution. And we need something for that with your putting. Giving you a way of knowing, was it your start line, was it your read, was it your pace control, could actually really help you to just hold more putts when you get out onto the golf course. And seeing the putt, creating a really clear picture of what you expect the ball to do, and then comparing what it actually did to that can be a really valuable tool. So the exercise we've got here today, I've picked a 12-foot putt on a left to right slope, a little bit down the hill. There's a fair amount of break here. Now I've already read this putt, and what I'm going to do is mark out a couple of areas on the green I think you should be thinking about when you come to practice this, and I'd encourage you to mark it out in the same way that I'm doing when you next get in your practice green. So I've already identified this putt's left to right. I'm going to wander down and pop a tee peg in maybe 18 inches or so left of the hole. Now that tee peg indicates my intended start line, so when I come down and get into my routine here, that's where I'm going to line the line on the golf ball. So on its journey to the hole, if I drew a straight line on the floor now from the ball here to that tee peg, I'm never expecting the ball to get left of that. I'm expecting it to start down that line and then start to peel to the right as the slope kicks in. The second thing I'm going to mark out here is my intent for pace. Now this is a 12-foot putt, I'm trying to hold this, so I want to make sure it gets to the hole. So beyond the hole here, I'm going to go maybe a foot past the hole and put a marker in, then another couple of feet or so here. And I've put these markers down on what I would see as the line that the ball would run through the hole if it wasn't there. So they're giving my intent for speed. Now, ultimately, if the hole wasn't there, I'd expect the ball to finish between those two markers. I'm trying to get the ball past the hole, but I've got a control element of not being reckless and hitting it 6 or 7 feet past. The final piece I'm going to do now is come maybe 2/3 or so of the way down the putt, and I've got 2 more markers. And I'm going to try to create a little gate where I expect the ball to be. So maybe 4 or so feet from the hole. I'm going to make these about a cup width and just go back and check that. I thought that's a little bit low, so I'm just going to go and move it. Nudge this up here a little bit. So what I'm expecting there, what I'm trying to create really is a really strong image in my mind that as I look at the putt from here, if I start the ball on that tee peg, I can visualise it starting to break, and could I see it going through that gate and into the hole? And I don't think this is a million miles off. So I'm happy with that. I've got my ball lined up. I would now come in and hit the putt. And it's not really necessarily about if the putt goes in or not, it's about getting great feedback. So first checkpoint would be, did the ball start at my marker? If I get a tick there, I know my start line's good. The second checkpoint would be, did the ball go through my gate? That's given me a decent indication that the picture I'm seeing for the break is somewhat accurate. The third indication would be, did the ball travel the right distance? Did it have enough speed to stop within my corridor? So we'll come in here and hit the putt. Again, I'll get the putter settled there. So I'm going to look straight down my line, first to the tee peg, so I'm happy the face is aimed there. As I come back down now, I'm going to trace my eyes down the line through the gate into the hole. And again, the picture there looks pretty good to me, so I'll come back and hit the putt. Okay, so as we can see there, the ball started down my tee peg line, so that's a tick for start line. I can take confidence there that my stroke, my mechanics, my process of lining the ball allowed me to start the ball on line. Clearly it had enough speed to reach the hole, and looking at it, if that hole wasn't there, I don't think it would have run recklessly beyond my sort of 2.5, 3 foot marker that I've positioned beyond the hole there, so I've got a tick for my speed. And in terms of this intermediate box, 2/3 of the way down the putt, the ball's travelled perfectly through the middle of it. So the feedback I can take there is that start line good, ball's curved as I expected, good, it was travelling at the pace I expected. It's not a problem to get this wrong, and if you hit this putt and it doesn't go in, particularly if you feel like you start it down the line and it goes through the gate here but doesn't go in the hole, you maybe just need to shift those bits around. So if you're continuously missing low, move them a bit higher. We're just trying to give you the ability to draw this picture in real time, so that when you stand over a hole ball birdie chance, 10 to 20 foot putts, let's say, on the golf course, you can recall these images, picture where they would be on the green, and then hit the best putt you can. I think practicing this element of the game is massively underappreciated by players at all levels, but particularly club players. So if you can spend a bit of time improving your touch and feel, improving your green reading, I think you're going to hold more putts next time you play. Head over to Golf Prize YouTube channel where you can find this tip along with a variety of tips to help you improve your putting next time you play.